let us discuss how to solve this hook problem. So if you look at this hook, you have a shape like a hook which is having a cross section of a trapezium cross section. So at the same time, the same has to be replaced with a rectangular cross section as well as a circular cross section. We're going to identify which is the best cross section for this hook. Let us do that. So first, before we solve this, we have to open and model the same by using Creo software. Let us open Creo software. In this, let me click new. I will uncheck use default template. Let me give this as a hook. I click OK. Choose MMNS part solid. Then click OK. So now we are going to model a sketch for this. So the model you can able to see here, the hook has to be done by using a sweep command. So to do that, let us model this particular shape. So related to this. So you can able to see that it is having a radius of around 105. But you can able to see there is a dotted line indicating the midpoint of this. So the midpoint can be identified by using the cross section. The cross section it shows is 180. So the midpoint will be 90. So radius is 105. 105 plus 90 will be the radius of this particular dotted circle. So let us draw the dotted circle by using a sketch menu. So go to the software, click sketch, select front view, go to sketch, go to sketch view, then draw a circle at the center. You know that the circle should have a radius of 105 plus 90. So but it shows as a diameter, so which has to be multiplied twice. So let me double click this. Let me type 105 plus 90 here. Actually this is radius, this has to be multiplied by 2. So double clicking this again. So 192 into 2. So this is the circle diameter. So the next thing is I have to draw a line. So let me draw a line from here to some distance, because here you have a line which is going and the length of the line is 350. So let us go with respect to that. So the length should be 350. So now I have to create a fillet. The radius of the fillet is mentioned as 150 mm. Let us create a fillet with respect to that. So go to fillet, select the circle and the line. It gives a warning that it will delete the dimension. Let me click S. And now it shows that it is 163. So now double click this, changes to 150. So this is my hook. So the things which is not necessary can be trimmed. Let me go to trim option. Let me delete whatever which is not required. So these things is not required. So you can able to see that it starts from here, it creates a hook like this and it goes like this, as like the model which is shown here. So once this is over, you may click OK. So this is the sketch view of the hook. Now what you have to do is I am going to create a sweep command and I am going to model this particular trapezium. So before you model it, make sure that the trapezium has a center point here. The center point should be along the center of this. So draw a trapezium accordingly. So let us go back to the Creo. Let me click sweep. So you can able to see that there is it creates a sweep command related to that. It gives an arrow. So you have a sketch menu here. You can able to see a sketch menu here. Click sketch. So in sketch, once we click sketch, click this sketch view. You can able to see a pink color line. So we are going to draw a trapezium with respect to that. So we draw a trapezium like that. So go line, just model it. So I'm modeling randomly. Now let us give the dimensions accordingly. the dimension on this side is 45, the other side is 135. So this has to be 45. Double click, change it to 45. This has to be 135, 135. And of course, the distance should be related to that. So this has to be half of that, 135 divided by 2. And this distance, it is mentioned as 105. Let me change it to 105. And overall, it has to be 180. So let me create a dimension with respect to that. From this line to this line, I need a dimension. So the dimension should be 180. So this is my sketch view of my trapezium. So once it is over, let me click OK. So you can able to see a hook which is being created with respect to this. We click OK. Now what we do is, let us save this hook. And we go to File, Save as a copy. I am saving this as a IGS format to import it to ANSYS. So the name I am going to give is hook underscore trapezium. And we click OK. So it's asking how to export. I am going to export it in solid. Click solid and then click export. So now the part of trapezium is over. Now I am going to change it to a rectangular cross section. You can able to see you have a rectangular cross section of 180 and 45. So let us do that. So what we can do is we can just rechange this. Let me right click this sweep. Let me go to modify. Click the sketch view. Go to your sketch view. Delete this trapezium and draw a rectangle. So I'm going to use a center rectangle because the center point has to be like that. So drawing like this. Okay. So what is the size of the 180 and 45? It is mentioned clearly 180 and 45. Double click 180 and this has to be 45. So the reason for I'm going for center rectangle is this has to be at the center. So this is be easily modified accordingly. Let me click OK. So now we can able to see a hook which is at a rectangular cross section. Let us save this. Let me go to File, Save as, Save a copy. Save this as IGS file, hook underscore rectangle. So let me click OK. Again, this has to be a solid part. Click solid, click export. Now again I have to replace it. Let me right click this, repeat the same thing. Go to sketch view, click sketch view, delete the rectangle and then draw a circle. So you can able to see the diameter of the circle is 135. We change this to 135. We click OK. So now you get a hook with a circular cross section. Let us go to File, Save as a copy. Again, change this to a IGS file. It is hook with circular cross section. Again, give a solid, click export. So now the modeling part is over. The next step what we are going to do is we are going to open ANSYS and we are going to analyze the 3 hooks. Let us go for it. Once you open ANSYS, you double click this static structural. We are not going to change the material, so let it be the same. Let us go for a geometry, right click, go for import geometry,